Hello and welcome to WMLT News. I'm Derek Klein.
And I'm Bailey Gillespie.
After a 1 week of controversy that talked about banning 50 words from standardized tests, the New York Department of Education has abandoned the plan. Words like dinosaur, birthday, and religion were some of those that were on the ban list. The New York Department of Education wanted to avoid certain words they felt could be controversial among the adult population. They felt the use of words such as birthday or birthdays celebration may offend Jehovah's Witnesses, who do not celebrate birthdays. The department would not go on the record to explain the reasoning for each word, but left many to draw their own conclusions. The department will continue to advise companies to be sensitive about the word choice they use on standardized tests in order to avoid unnecessary distractions that could invalidate test scores.
The Dunbar Fire Department rescued a man who jumped off an interstate bridge in South Charleston last Sunday afternoon. The man, whose name has not yet been released, jumped into the Kanawha River from Interstate 64 westbound bridge. According to Kanawha County Metro 911 dispatcher, a police officer was checking the area for a reported dead deer in the roadway when he received a call about the man jumping from the bridge. South Charleston Mayor Frank Mullins said that it is his understanding that the man was talking with a Dunbar police officer when he turned around and jumped off the bridge. The man was in the water around 20 minutes while the fire department rescued him. The man was taken to Thomas Memorial Hospital, and the dispatcher did not know the extent of the man's injuries. Now with this week's Concord Minute is Courtney Vanatter.
This fall at Concord University, a new Masters of Arts program is being introduced, the Masters of Health Promotion. The 33-credit-hour program will be offered online and is designed to prepare students to take the Certified Health Education Specialist examination. Concord's radio station, WVCU, is set to receive its FCC license. This means WVCU will be able to broadcast on FM radio, but they will still continue to air on Concord's Channel 16 and online. On Friday, Concord held the West Virginia Geographic Bee. Students in grades 4 through 8 competed for their state title across the nation. Andrew Christie, a 6th grader from Morgantown, won the first place West Virginia Geographic Bee title. Concord begins prepping for Greek Week. Next week, fraternities and sororities will begin the battle, starting off a football game Monday night and having other events following for the rest of the week and ending the week with Greek Sing. Concord student body just elected its executive board for Student Government Association. Elected as president was Josh Hanna, for vice president Chelsea Rowe, for business manager Derek Klein, for attorney general Richard Babbage, for public defender Joseph Dean, and for board of governors Adam Pauley. That's all for this week's Concord Minute.
A new study by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation and the University of Wisconsin highlights the health status of West Virginians. The study, which ranked counties by health factors such as smoking, obesity, and education, found that the state's healthiest places are located in the north. Pendleton County led the study as the healthiest, followed by Monongalia, Tucker, and Wart. McDowell County scored the lowest, which has the premature death rate nearly double of the state average. The county is also subject to high rates of physical inactivity, adult smoking, and obesity. McDowell County has been last on the list for the past 3 years. A new measurement that was taken into account this year included the number of fast food restaurants in a county.
School shooting occurred at an Oakland, California Christian college on Monday, April 2nd. The suspect, one Elgo, arrived at the college seeking to kill an administrator. When the administrator was not present, he proceeded to shoot 10 students. 7 of the students have died with no information available on the other 3 students. Go was a Korean national and had been asked to leave the school after a series of problems on campus. Go left the scene immediately after the shooting and appears to have zero remorse for the killings.
Stay tuned. We'll return with more WMLT News in just a moment.
After 110 years, the Civil War death toll is still rising. A recent study suggests that death toll was off by 20%. This study was completed by J. David Hacker, a demographic historian from Birmingham University. Hacker utilized census data from both the 1850s and the 1870s in order to calculate a more accurate death toll. This study suggests that death toll was closer to 750,000. The Civil War was the deadliest conflict in the history of the United States.
U.S. health authorities have found out that autism is more common than we previously thought. About 1 in 88 children in the United States have an autism spectrum disorder. These disorders are developmental conditions associated with impaired social communication and repetitive behaviors and interests. Since 2000, the diagnoses have risen 78%. This rise is partially because of greater awareness and partially for reasons entirely unknown. People with severe forms may not be able to live independently or hold demanding social jobs. But there are high-functioning individuals who can have a wide range of careers. There is no cure for autism, and most medications do not help, but they have found some improvements in the individuals by using intense and expensive behavioral therapy. West Virginia has finally jumped on the anti-texting bandwagon. On Tuesday, Governor Earl Ray Tomblin signed a bill into law that will make it illegal to text while operating a vehicle. Taking effect July 1st, texting while driving will become a primary offense and does calls for a stop and a citation. Additionally, talking on the cell phone will become a secondary offense, meaning that one must be pulled over for another offense before being cited. However, talking on your phone while driving will be bumped up to a primary offense in July of 2013. Statistically, texting and driving is more dangerous than driving under the influence of alcohol. According to Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Corey Plowblue, the signing of the bill was a really great day for vehicle safety in West Virginia. Now with sports, here's Richard Babbage.
This week in sports, Nike unveiled the new NFL uniforms for all 32 teams. Some of the uniforms have drastic changes from the former designs of Reebok. The new uniforms have a tighter fit and sometimes a new color shade or visible sew lines. The March Madness tournament has finally come to an end as the Kentucky Wildcats put down the Kansas Jayhawks. Wildcat freshman Anthony Davis was named Outstanding Player of the game. Despite going 1 for 10 in shooting, Davis mustered 16 rebounds, 6 blocks, 5 assists, and 3 steals. The final score of the game was 67-59, with Kentucky coming out on top. That's it for sports this week. Back to you guys.
The winners of the record-breaking $640 million Mega Millions jackpot had everyone buying tickets. Officials say that 3 lottery tickets sold in Kansas, Illinois, and Maryland are the winning numbers, and each winning ticket is expected to be worth more than $213 million before taxes. Maryland Wilson of Maryland claims to hold the winning ticket and is refusing to show the officials. In Maryland, Mega Million winners can claim their prize anonymously, but lottery officials say so far no one has produced a winning ticket. Wilson had entered a pool at the McDonald's where she worked, and if a ticket out of the pool won, they would all share the profits. Wilson claims that she played the Mega Millions herself, and the winning ticket is not a part of the McDonald's pool and does not have to be shared with her co-workers. When asked why she refuses to show her ticket, she said she is scared and shocked by the fact that she actually had won. Last week, was an important one here at Concord's campus as the radio station unveiled their new call letters and voting for student government was underway. WMLT's Shane Burris has the details.
The student body gathered in the Valley last week in promotion of the Concord radio station's new call letters. Formerly called WCUR, the station will now go by WVCU in hopes of obtaining an FCC license.
WVCU is something that we came up with at the beginning of this semester to acquire an FCC license. Previously, we were WCUR, and of course it was WCCU before that, but to acquire that FCC license, we had to change the name because there was already somebody registered WCUR.
In addition to studio promotion, students also used this opportunity to promote SGA elections that were being held on the same day due to a low turnout at last year's voting.
People don't get out and vote. They don't. People like to complain about their officials and their problems, but you can't really complain if you don't have a voice there. And if you don't vote, you have no voice. So I thought it was a great opportunity for people to come in here and kind of tell a little bit about themselves and why they're running for SG office.
For WMLT, this is Shane Burris.
Tornadoes touched down in the Dallas-Fort Worth area this past week, damaging many homes and causing injuries as the storm headed towards Arlington, Texas. One tornado moved north and spouted a system of funnel clouds outside of Dallas, forcing all flights in and out of Dallas to be canceled. Dallas Love Field Airport had to evacuate all passengers and employees into shelters as the storm continued to move. And the National Weather Service warned people in the area to take shelter anywhere they could. The tornado warning for the Dallas metropolitan area was canceled by Tuesday afternoon as the storms continued towards north central Texas. Areas that endured the most damage were Arlington and Kendall. Joshua Michael Stern will be directing a film beginning in May about Steve Jobs' early life and the founding of Apple. Actor Ashton Kutcher will be going back to the 1970s to play Jobs in the indie film. This news came to a surprise to some who took it as an April Fool's joke because of the timing of the release, but CNN has confirmed through one of Kutcher's representatives that the actor has officially signed for the role. The movie will cover Jobs from when Apple was founded in 1976 until he returned to the company in the late 1990s. After being forced out, this film will face competition from Sony Pictures, who is also developing its own Jobs movie based on the best-selling book by Walter Isaak.
That's all for this week's WMLT News from Concord University. Tune in again in 2 weeks.